Welcome, Class 10 students. Let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a highly practical, totally visual journey straight into the world of 3D geometry to boost your board exam confidence. Have you ever wondered how ice cream cones, water tanks, footballs, and gas cylinders are measured mathematically? Well, today, we are going to master the cone, cylinder, and sphere in the absolute easiest, most visual way possible. Here's our agenda. First, welcome to 3D shapes. Then, mastering the cone, mastering the cylinder, and mastering the sphere. We'll wrap up with common mistakes and tricks, and a final formula revision. Welcome to 3D shapes, understanding length, width, and height. So, before we jump into the specific shapes, what actually makes a shape 3D? Well, a 3D shape has length, width, and height. Unlike flat 2D drawings on a piece of paper, 3D shapes take up actual physical space. And because they occupy space, they have volume. And that volume is exactly what we're figuring out today.
Section 2. Mastering the cone, apex, base, and slant height.
To really get the math, you gotta visualize the shape. A cone tapers from a flat, circular base up to a single sharp point called the apex. You literally see these every single day. Think about an ice cream cone, a birthday cap, a traffic cone on your street, or a funnel in the kitchen.
All right, let's look at the formulas you need. For a cone, there are two main ones. First is volume, which is 1/3 pi r squared h. Do you see that 1/3? I want you to mentally highlight that, circle it, draw big stars around it. So many students just completely forget the 1/3 during exams. The second one is surface area, which is pi r multiplied by the sum of r plus L, where L is your slant height. Okay, let's see this in action. This is exactly how you want to structure your board exam answers. Step 1, always write the formula first. Volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Step 2, plug in your values. Let's say we have a radius of 3 and a height of 4. Step 3, do the math. 1/3 times 3.14 times 3 squared, which is 9, times 4. And step 4, boom, we get our answer. Roughly 37.68 cubic centimeters. Never forget those cubic units. But hold on a second. What if an exam question asks for the surface area and they only give you the normal vertical height? You have to find the slant height, the L. It's basically just the Pythagorean theorem. Step 1, write L equals the square root of r squared plus h squared. Step 2, plug in our radius of 3 and height of 4. Step 3, calculate the squares, so that's the square root of 9 plus 16. Step 4, that's the square root of 25, which gives us a nice clean slant height of exactly 5 centimeters. Super simple, logical steps.
Section 3. Mastering the cylinder, 2 bases, 1 curve.
You can think of a cylinder as, well, basically a stretched out circle. It's got 2 circular bases, one on top, one on the bottom, connected by one uniformed curved surface. And you interact with these all the time. Your water bottles, plumbing pipes, cooking gas cylinders, big industrial drums, they're everywhere. Now check out these cylinder formulas. Volume equals pi r squared h. Does that look familiar to you? It is the exact same formula as the cone's volume, just without the 1/3. This is a massive light bulb moment. If you have a cylinder and a cone with the exact same radius and height, the cone holds exactly 1/3 the volume of the cylinder. Pretty cool, right? For the surface area, your formula is 2 pi r multiplied by r plus h.
Let's solve a quick numerical to build up that confidence. Step 1, write it out. Volume equals pi r squared h. Step 2, we'll use a radius of 5 and a height of 10. Plug those right in. Step 3, that becomes 3.14 times 25 times 10. And step 4, multiply it all through, giving us roughly 785.4 cubic centimeters. Because a cylinder is completely uniform all the way up, the math is incredibly straightforward once you have that formula memorized.
Section 4. Mastering the sphere, perfectly round.
The sphere is just absolutely beautiful in its simplicity. No edges, no vertices. Every single point on its surface is the exact same distance from the center. You know these as footballs, basketballs, the globe in your classroom, or little glass marbles. Oh, and here's a quick reminder for your exams. The diameter of a sphere is always exactly twice its radius. Don't forget that. Now, the sphere formulas are totally unique. Since a perfect sphere doesn't have a height, the only variable we actually care about is the radius, r. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Pay really close attention to that 4/3 and make absolutely sure you cube the radius, not square it. For surface area, it's just 4 pi r squared. Let's tackle a quick surface area question for the sphere. Step 1, write SA equals 4 pi r squared. Step 2, let's say our radius is 7. Just plug it in. Step 3, this gives us 4 times 3.14 times 49, since 7 squared is 49. Step 4, multiply it all out, and we land at approximately 615.75 square centimeters. Notice we're saying square centimeters here because we're finding area, not volume.
Section 5. Common mistakes and tricks. Don't lose marks.
Listen, even the smartest students trip up on these classic mistakes, but after today, you won't. First up, do not forget the 1/3 in the cone volume formula. Second, always double-check if the question gave you the vertical height or the slant height. They are not the same thing. Third, watch your units. Area is squared, volume is cubed. And finally, when you're doing the actual calculation, don't forget to actually square or cube the radius before multiplying by pi.
Okay, this brings us to the biggest, sneakiest trap set by board examiners, the diameter trap. Let's look at the wrong way versus the right way. On the left, the wrong way. A question gives you a diameter of 10, and you plug 10 directly into your formula. Bam! You just got the entire question wrong. Now look at the right side for the correct way. You must always divide the diameter by 2 immediately to find your radius first. If the diameter is 10, write down r equals 5 right away, and only use that 5 in your formulas.
Section 6. Final formula revision, wrap up.
Here it is, your ultimate cheat sheet. Seriously, take a mental snapshot of this table right now. Look at how the cone's volume has that 1/3, while the cylinder doesn't. Notice how the sphere stands totally on its own with the 4/3 and the cubed radius. When you look at them side by side like this, your brain spots the patterns. It makes remembering them during a stressful exam an absolute breeze.
You guys now have the visual understanding and the exact strategies to completely conquer 3D geometry. If this explainer helped you understand cone, cylinder, and sphere easily, then like the explainer, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Let's make math simple and fun together. Keep practicing, draw your shapes before you solve, and go absolutely ace those board exams. But before you go, I want you to look around the room you're in right now. What hidden 3D shapes are secretly holding your house together?